When you're ready. Hello.
Hey, George.
Hi, how are you?
George Targaryen is joining us this evening for him.
Yeah, just about nearly 5 o'clock here in the UK.
So his day is ending, and I just woke up not that long ago, but that's okay because we had to sort out some things to get this side-by-side action going, and George had to help me, as everybody knows. George, I've got 5 questions for you, and I'm going to do this with every reactor because I am interested in these questions, and I know that the viewers will be also.
Okay.
All right. So just to be honest, you can elaborate. I do want you to explain your answer. You don't just say yes and no, obviously.
Yeah.
Tell me how you feel, because these have crossed my mind, and I know maybe people that are thinking about starting a channel, these might cross their mind. So maybe this will inspire somebody. We never know.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah. I am going to be doing this in one long video, but George is my first guest. Privileged. I know. He's my son. What can I say? Number 1. Did you have any body image issues about broadcasting yourself?
When I first started the channel?
Yeah.
At first, no, I didn't, because when I started this channel, I was like 20, blonde, skinny. I've sort of grown up because I was 20, nearly 25. So you change anyway, your body changes. But obviously in that there has been a weight gain, which it is.
Hello, me too.
So,
sorry.
Which I do hold my hands up for, because the reason, I think one of the main reasons because of that is I used to live at home when I first started. So, my mum's cooking my meals. It's, 5 lots of fruit and veg and all that stuff. And then when I moved down to London, I was a bit like a kid in a candy shop, and I was like, do you know what? I can eat whatever I want. I can eat crap and, Uber Eats.
Yeah.
And so that's evidently taken a toll on me, and it's something that I'm trying to start to look at. And I feel like as well I've lost loads of hair. So I didn't at the beginning. At the beginning, I didn't have an issue with it. I think it was during the Lee React series. We filmed over like a year, nearly like 10 months. And so over that year, and then, so I was fine, nothing, normally like upload the videos, let's go. And then it was only the more recent videos, comments started coming in saying, oh, you've put on weight, you're fat now. And I was like, oh, am I? Great. Wow. So then I started like looking at myself differently. And now every time I look at myself, I'm like, oh yeah, you are.
But George, rule number 1 is these people exist behind this computer, and they like pointing, and they like talking about, they don't like the color of my hair, and they don't like when it's purple, they don't like when it's blue, and we're supposed to ignore that and be happy with ourselves. So don't obsess about that, because you were 20, you were a baby, you were a little bit too skinny for me. You were just a lanky kid. You were 20, yeah. So you're going to grow up and add weight, but you do what's best for you, and don't let the trolls get to you. So that's just mum speaking. But
yeah, and that's something that, like, more recently now I've sort of, you have to and this is in talking to anyone who's like thinking of starting their own channel, is remember, like you say, that, and also you need to sort of try and get a thick skin about yourself, like about any of that to block it out, whether that's you just you're able to ignore it, like not looking at comments, or whether you do the thing where you mute you can get rid of certain words that are then blocked. At the beginning of my YouTube career, if you want to call it that, it was very much like fairly positive stuff, and then midway, all the old this guy's a FAGGOT stuff started coming through, Then I was like, I'm not even bothered. I don't care. So anyway, I just decided to block all those types of words anyway. That was fine.
This brings me to number 2.
Okay.
Because you're kind of segueing into my next question, which I want you to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody. It's Michelle, and I am joined with Jamie from the channel Sis Nerdly. Hey, Jamie.
Hi, guys.
I am continuing to interview other reactors, and I know that y'all are interested in some of these questions. I'm going to ask all the reactors the same questions. I think they're very interesting. I think that y'all would want to know some of these things. And if you're thinking about starting your own channel, these are things you need to know kind of ahead of time and to be prepared for. Thank you for joining me, Miss Jamie, and taking the time.
You're welcome. I love seeing your pretty face.
I love you. Oh, thank you. Yes. We got to support the Tatas. It's October. Number 1 question. Did you have any body image issues about broadcasting yourself when you thought about starting your channel?
Well, not at first. At first, I didn't really care too much, because if you go back and watch our first videos, I'm the whole frame. I'm in it, head to toe almost.
Yeah, y'all are both in chairs, and you're staring at the TV,
kind of back. And, yeah. So it was like our whole bodies.
Mm-hmm.
But then later, Belinda was like, she watched some playback, and she'll go, I don't want to be filmed from here down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And now she's got me like that. So now, I don't want to be filmed from here down either. I got a little bit of a belly. No, not really. Yeah. And I don't think people should be self-conscious. There's all kinds of hideous people on YouTube. You're fine.
That's true. There's enough trolling without people going, oh my gosh, put on weight and what's going on.
I don't like, and when I'm sitting here like into something and I'm watching the show, I get all like hunched over because I'm not paying attention, and I'm just like watching.
That's how I watch TV.
I'm over there.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
the hunchback, and then you look back at it and you go, oh, I can't fix that in editing. Oh well, screw it.
Just can't fix that, and that belly sticking out down here. You can't fix that. No,
that's good. Okay. Second question. I just finished my chat with Nikki and Steven from Nikki and Steven Reacts. After me doing an introduction, I look into the screen and I realize I have not started the broadcast, as in recorded it. Oh shit.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Are we I didn't hit live. I didn't hit go live. I'm putting this at the beginning of the chat that I had with them, because this doesn't have quite the proper intro that the other videos have had. And I'm explaining why. It's because of me. And so without further ado, this is me with Nikki and Steven Reacts. Enjoy.
Go, just start like you were before.
Yep.
We're going to do this.
We are rolling with the punches.
Okay. Who are you people? So I am going to ask y'all 5 questions that I've been asking all the other reactors, and just give me your honest answers, as you always do. This is what y'all do on your reactions, and this is why everybody loves y'all. Number 1. Did you have any body image issues about broadcasting yourself?
Yes, that would be me.
Okay. A woman. I'm shocked.
Shocked. I know, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. So like my age and also my weight has always been a struggle for like my entire adult life. I was overweight for the majority of it. I was up all the way to 220 and then back down to 170. And it's like every pound I lose or gain, I'm constantly like worried about it. Like, can people see?
Right,
you know,
because we're like this. And so can they tell on the face? Can they tell, like, you know?
Well, it's like when you sit down, you have a belly. And it's like, I always have like a blanket covering me because I don't want, I'm self-conscious about all those things. Like, even though you get to a certain point in your age and you in real life, it's like, I don't care about any of that stuff.
Right.
Right.
But like, when you're on camera to a bunch of strangers, you kind of do care about that stuff. And so, yeah, I struggle with that every video.
And it's going to be recorded and it's going to
live there forever.
It stays. It's like we can't go back and fix, early on our bigger years, or when my hair looked a mess and I was like, did I even look in the mirror? What is that? And the lighting was crap. Like, I didn't turn the light on, or it's just like the sun's hitting one side of my face, and so there's like a shadow. I look like the Phantom of the Opera, and you can't fix it.
You got the best hair on YouTube. Your hair never looks bad ever.
Yes.
Thank you. Love the pink. Love it. I'll have to change it in November. Probably, I don't know what, some kind of purpley red something.
Silver.
Silver. Yeah, I did the silver earlier. I just wasn't on the camera, but I love how the silver gray is coming out and coming back with, like the women with the pixie hair cuts like we do. Mm-hmm. So I think it looks cool. I love it. But
I love it.
But Steve, what about you? Because women, we have to do the makeup and and then our hair, and you get to roll over and just your hair just goes to a point like that.
Basically. So. Yeah. I mean, I just put some water in and just adjust. I mean, yeah, there's always a level of that concern because you're putting yourself out there. And I always talk about, like, within the community about like my jujitsu, or like on our Discord, we have like a fitness channel that we like to try to promote Club sticker for the sticker fam. So like being an athlete, playing football and stuff my whole life. And I want to be able to kind of put out the message and like how important it is to be healthy. And it kind of like holds me accountable to stay healthy and trying to be as fit and in shape as possible. Because I think a funny example of this is like, if you only watch our like Walking Dead videos, there's been 8 months between episodes. I don't want somebody watching.
I didn't think about that.
Like the last episode and then watching the recent finale episode, because there's more episodes coming, being like, wait, did Steven gain? Like, why does his face look like? I don't want them comparing and like looking and be like, oh, Steve let himself go over.
Thanks now I'm going to go look back at that video.
Our tan has faded. The tan has faded because it's we're into
well, I'm now a lot, so I'm still outside all the time.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Hasn't everybody started a garden during quarantine?
Oh my gosh. 2020 sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it's, we all have those body image issues.
100%.
We're human. We're human. But when you were thinking about, okay, we're going to do a channel, did all that come into your mind? Like, how am I going to look on camera? Did you check out the first video? Did you redo like the first video of anything, or do you just go with the flow? Because mine was horrible. It's still up.
I mean, considering our first like we started on YouTube. Well, I started on YouTube first, trying to be a vlogger.
No. I started on YouTube first with my makeup channel.
No, that doesn't count.
That does count.
No.
Yes, it does.
Like, I don't count that. Basically, like, I was trying to daily vlog and all that nonsense, which is how we came across to doing the Walking Dead reaction, which is our very first reaction video. I mean, the fact that I left Nikki like picking at her feet.
I know, I was picking at my.
I don't think I was very aware of it.
Nervous for the episode. I was like fiddling with my toes, and like I remember a comment about that, like. Because I touched my foot and then I was like, shut up. And then everybody was like, ew, that's so gross. I just took a shower. We're good.
We're good. And we're married and, he's fine.
Yeah. So we didn't exactly have the most elaborate reaction setup because we didn't even really know what reactions were when we did that first video. No. So like that whole idea, like to answer your question, like, no, not really.
Yeah.
Until you kind of start getting views, then it kind of becomes kind of like, oh, and then does this look okay? Does that?
You're more aware. Yeah. It's like, will this look good on screen, or does, you know what I mean? Like, will it show up, or did I wear this t-shirt like 2 reactions ago, and they're going to think I'm
Right.
sleeping the damn thing.
Are all these clothes tax deductible? Like, I have to get new shirts. Okay, you can't be wearing the same shirt.
You just tuck in the tags, Nikki, and then you return it back to the store and you go.
Good.
Exactly.
But
I've never done that.
No, never.
Pro tip right there.
No. But like, some of our very first reactions, like I would just wear my pajamas and I wore like zero makeup. Now I'm like the full makeup.
Yeah.
Like I used to have lash extensions and like the whole big old thing. And
Well, you've got like the LED, like that circular light, and you have a lot of lighting in the place that y'all film
We
and
have
stuff
used
now
to.
too,
We
right?
got like 2 umbrella lights. Yeah.
yeah, we don't have the ring light, although that would be
No.
amazing. But
I
no.
still just have like this little lamp thing, and I don't care. But it's the lighting has improves. Like, and plus, if you're doing better, it's like you start to improve it. I've had people say, "How old are you? Are you like you're pushing 60? You're the oldest YouTuber?" And age definitely came into my mind.
Yeah.
How dare they? How dare they?
I know. I'm gonna ask them
Don't
where
talk
they're
to our
from
American
next
mom like
time.
that.
Don't ever.
I get the boy comments because of my haircut, and it's like, really, a boy?
No.
Really?
Really? Really? I don't think so. You just want to go, okay, let it go. I don't know these people.
Buddy.
Yeah. Well, number 2.
Mhm.
Hey, guys. Thank you for joining me again for another Reactor interview. I've got Liam Duke with us, and I'm going to put his channel down in the description box below. Liam is so excited. Look at him, just already waving. Yay, he's here. Liam, I just did an interview with Jamie from Sis Nerdly, and she loves your Buffy reactions. She says you're the best. So I'm passing that message along. Yes. She said, please tell him. Yes. She loves you. So, and I'll start watching Buffy soon so I can watch him too. How about that? All right. I've got 5 questions for you, Liam. Thank you very much for, saying that you would do this and joining me. I appreciate it. I know that reactors can be busy, which are going to be in some of the questions that we have. If there's people out there that are watching this video and they're thinking about being a YouTuber, you need to keep a lot of these questions in mind and how the answers go, because it's not as easy as it seems. I know y'all like us to pop stuff out, but it's not easy, is it, Liam?
It's certainly not. No, it's infinitely more work than I imagined when I first started it.
Exactly. So that brings me to my first question for you. Did you have any body image issues about broadcasting yourself?
Initially, I don't actually think I did at first, because I didn't expect anyone to actually watch. So I didn't think anyone would be able to comment on anything. But definitely as time's gone on, I think I have become more aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like, oh, my nose looks huge. Oh, I don't like my teeth. Stuff like that. But you kind of, since when it comes to reacting, I think I can deal with it a bit easier, because it's normally all about the shows and I just tend to focus on them. I find a lot of people who comment on my videos focus on the show. So I think that's how I deal with it. Even if people are thinking certain things, whatever, I can just kind of put it aside and just focus on the show at hand.
Exactly. It's kind of, I think everybody is going to have a body issue for whatever reasons that they have. Some people don't like to hear their own voice. There's just always something, and it's not something you think about until you watch yourself back. And I've changed some things with, I'm talking too fast, or I'm letting my twang, my Southern twang get away from me. I need to like pull that back a little. Like there's some things I can change. Other times I'm just like, I don't care. Yeah, you just kind of have to know that they're subbing to your channel because they love to watch the shows that you watch.
Yeah.
And the ones that I follow you in are The 100, because that's one of my favorite. And of course, The Walking Dead and Your Once Upon a Time. Question number 2. But you look great. And I'm so glad that we could do this. You're reacting right now to
Bly Manor.
I just started that. I watched episode 1 yesterday, and I was like,
Oh my gosh.
those freaking kids need to get out of the house. I don't like them.
You see my reactions at some point, and
I'm gonna see them.
Like, fuck these kids.
Yes.
Fuck these kids.
Yes.
Yeah. They're gonna lock her in that bloody cupboard. They're gonna lock her in the cupboard. What the shit? I don't like these kids.
Well, once I finish, I am gonna like binge watch other people's reactions to it because I don't want to be persuaded. I mean, you about had a few heart attacks during Haunting of Hill House. I mean,
did I? Oh,
I loved it. I was like, I mean, I don't mind seeing other people scared because I was scared too. But I was cracking up at you, and I was just like, she's losing it. Hey everybody, it's American Mom, and I am here with another reactor that we all know and love. This is Scriptonite Reacts, Miss Carrie Ann. Hey Carrie Ann.
Let's have at it.
Let's have at it. I love that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it takes some time out of your schedule, and everybody is still working, whether from home or out of home or whatever. We still have a life to live, and fitting all this in, I really appreciate it. And you're 5 hours ahead of me. Yes, I enjoy talking with you. And our last time was during the Leftover live stream, and that was so much fun because that show was so crazy. But I'm glad to see you again like this. I have 5 questions that I want to ask you. I've asked the other reactors.
Got it.
Okay,
let's go.
All right. Number 1. Did you have any body image issues about broadcasting yourself before you started?
Did I have any body? I don't think I did. I think it was, I find like I did it mostly because I was watching reactions. So like you were the first kind of reactor I really kind of bonded with and was like, I'm just going to watch whatever she reacts to. And my wife, it was Nancy, my wife, who actually said to me, you should do this because your face is on pulleys. You know, like you really go when you're watching something. Like
you're very expressive.
So, you'd probably like get a kick out of this. And so for me, it was almost like everything I've always been told off for doing when I'm watching television with other people. Yeah. Now I get to do. And it's a positive thing. People actually,
and they're not going. Yeah.
I'm terrible. Like even if I'm in the theater, like I'm exactly the same. If I'm in a theater, like my wife once, it was one of our first dates, and she said that was nearly a deal breaker because we were watching a play, and I'm like, it's almost like the play is only being performed for me,
right?
So I'm like, what? Oh my God, can you believe that happened? Oh my God. I'm in
and she's like,
it's like, whoa, this one's a bit wild. So yeah, for me, it was mostly like, it was getting to just be able to, like, I actually now prefer watching my favorite shows as a reactor, like actually filming a reaction than watching it on my own. Like I really do. I think you watch more closely.
You do. You have to pay attention.
Yeah, like you're really noticing every little thing in a way that I don't when I'm watching generally. So there was that. But the other thing was, like my day job is I'm a journalist, and my work is fairly high profile, and I'm very serious, and we're always talking about very involved, serious things. Right. And I'd said to my wife, oh God, it's just like I'm also a very silly person. And I like to laugh a lot, and I've got like a 5-year-old sense of humor. And it was just like, I'm not having any space right now to be that. I almost like I've always got to be setting an example and blah, blah, blah. So this for me was like, I get to be probably more my full self, doing reactions than I do if I'm doing my day job and stuff. So I didn't really have any body image issues. I mostly had just kind of a need to express.
You needed that
this
outlet
side of myself. Yeah. And this
an outlet to express. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So obviously, I mean, it's always embarrassing when you watch yourself jump and fly halfway across the room and stuff, but I'm kind of over it now. I just giggle. It just makes me laugh because I see so many other reactors and I know the fondness I have for my, faves. And so the fact that I get to maybe be a little bit like that for somebody else is just the best thing in the world. So that sort of tends to overcome any sort of embarrassment.
So that's great. I mean, you knew what you wanted to do. And again, you had spousal support. And she probably was like, you know what? I'm just thinking about this now. She's thinking, well, whenever the movie theaters open back up, or y'all call it the cinema. When you go back, she's probably thinking, oh, maybe it's out of her system a little bit more, and she'll be a little quieter in the cinema. And it's not. I thought maybe, she was probably like, get it out of your system, go in there and react. You're like, I'm worse. Oh well, that backfired.
I've just been unleashed now, so yeah.
That's funny. Okay, number 2. Hey y'all, it's me again, and I'm going to be interviewing another reactor for these special videos. This is Hunter Boyle. Hey Hunter.
Hi.
If y'all are not subscribed to her channel already, it is called Hunter Boyle. It is her name. I will have the description, the link in the description box down below. So please, check out all of these reactors because they're all reacting to, things that are different and things that are on their Patreon that are different and interesting. But Hunter, I have 5 questions that I'd like to ask you that I've been asking a bunch of other reactors.
Okay.
And, I think everybody has interesting answers. And if there's someone out there that is even thinking about doing this as a hobby, which is what I started it as, I was home and I was like, I want to make some money. And what can I do? And I found this, or do they want to make money at it or whatever they want to do? They need to be aware of some things. So let's get to the meat of what they might be dealing with. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1. Did you have any body image issues about broadcasting yourself?
I didn't, but I think I had braces when I first started, and so
they were clear. It was hard to know that you had them, right?
Yeah, I would of course was always self-conscious. I had something in them, and some people a couple people would mention oh, you have braces. How old are you? I'm like, I'm almost 40. But other than that, no, I didn't really. I mean, it helps that the camera's usually from here up. So
amen.
Yeah.
That's true. We can be as deceiving as we want to be.
Yeah. And then I think later on I did start to gain weight because I was training for running and fitness stuff. And people definitely commented on my weight.
Really?
Yeah. I was surprised. I didn't even think it was that noticeable. Yeah, but a few people were like, oh, you're eating a little bit more now. I'm like, what the hell? But
stay out of my business.
Right. But but really it didn't really bother me that much.
Yeah. I never when I started thought about it, but then as I got more comfortable with the camera and stuff, and I would get people, I guess, getting more comfortable with me, and they were like, are you the oldest YouTuber out there? Everybody's in their 20s. And I was like, yeah, probably. Who cares? Heart by their comment. Love you. It's like, yeah, I'm 40, whatever. I mean, I'm 48 now, but that was 3 years ago. So, but I was like, yeah, I know there's a lot of 20-year-olds out there doing it. I'm subscribed to them and I watch them, but can I not watch these?
Yeah, is there an age limit on it? Is there
I wasn't aware
to stop? Yeah.
Yeah. So I got those comments, but then I was just like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. The second question. How do you deal with haters? And were you prepared for that going into it? Did you know Did you hear the people complaining and being like we're saying now, you have to have a thick skin? Did anyone tell you that? Because they didn't tell me.
Yeah, nobody told me, but I've always sort of like enjoyed, you know, being in front of people, whether that's on stage or anything like that. So I've always known that there's always going to be people who are like, not my cup of tea, which is fair enough. And then there's people who just, especially on the internet, for the sake of saying stuff, we'll just say stuff, keyboard warriors. So I did know it was going to happen at some point. I was just, to be honest, I was sat there for the first half like year of it going, oh, when's it going to happen? When are they going to start rolling in?
Well, everyone loved your Game of Thrones reactions, and you were like a kid in a candy store. You were just, it wasn't you in the camera. You were just watching on your couch. You were sliding off the couch, and people were just like, you got a lot of praises for a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then Game of Thrones settled down, and same for me. And then it's like people think, well, what can I, I'm going to pick on something. I'm going to say this. That's when they say it. They're not going to say it when they're enjoying a video.
Well, for me, the difference was the sort of more negativity for me with Game of Thrones came when season 7 aired, and I was watching it live for the first, live with everyone.
Me too.
Because season 1 to 6.
Yeah.
People who want to watch your reactions and are enjoying them because they're looking for those types of things, they're the people. So people like on my side, like Kathleen, PC Game, and all these people who have been with me through the beginning, and you create that bond with people, were there from day one and enjoyed, all of it. And then when season 7 came along and I started reacting to it, people who hadn't seen my entire journey and were just watching the reactions that were coming out on a daily basis didn't really probably understand me or get the journey that I'd been on, in a sense. So the whole thing with Daenerys, so that was when all the stuff it's just Daenerys, it's just another Daenerys gay boy and stuff like that started coming through, and I was like, oh, these weren't here before.
Hello. Hello, haters.
So that was when it started, when I started going into it live.
And sometimes that's when you hear the creators of the channel say, I need to take a little break. I need to take it. Really, it could be like personal things or mental issues. I had to do that. But it can also be from the comment section. We need a break because it's not like it's going to affect my life. I don't know you. But when it's over and over and over and over and you have to keep deleting or seeing it, it's like enough's enough. And
I must say though that when you start to have people subscribers that continuously come back to your videos because they enjoy you, I was talking to one man today, Kathleen, who's been there from the beginning. I've noticed now when people, if anything negative is said on a reaction, she's straight in there and she's like, well, don't watch it then, or this. And I mean, that means a lot to me, but then I always think, it's not their place as well to sort of, I don't want it to be like, oh, I need, defending.
Right.
But I obviously, again, you still really appreciate it because there are people in your corner. I think that's something that needs to be apparent to people who are looking at starting YouTube, is that you will have haters, but you will also have people in your corner. And it's more important to focus your time and energy on their comments or interacting with them on Twitter or whatever it is, because they're the ones who keep coming back rather than the people who are just there to comment every day, react to this, or whatever it is you're doing, do this video, make this video.
Exactly. You don't want to feed the beast, because that gives it life, and that gives them the power of thinking, well, I think I got to them. And it's like, no, you're just annoying, and you're annoying everyone else in the comment section. Then there's a big long thread where everyone's kind of fighting, and I don't like fighting on the channel. So then I have to delete the whole thing when it was actually a nice comment or something.
To return back to the point, sorry, but what I do about it, I've stopped. At first, I was commenting back to them, saying, well, or F you and all this. And then I was just like, this isn't right. So now I won't, and sometimes I won't even delete the comments, because I think, well, do you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. I'm not going to try and make this unless it's something really awful. If they're just saying, oh, I like this, I don't delete it, because I think, well, do you know what? I'm not about to be saying, you know, you can't have freedom of speech, because people are able to have their opinions on me. But as RuPaul says, what someone's opinion of you is none of your business. So what you think of me is none of my business.
That's true. Yeah.
So I just try and ignore it. And it works. And, you know, it's about, in the end, you sort of automatically, if you're checking comments, your eyes just kind of glaze past those comments. You'll see something, instead of stopping and reading it and going, oh, you'll just go, and then you'll stop at the comment, which is like, oh, thanks so much, I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
So people are always going to have their opinions, but I think the important thing is to ignore them. Then in the UK, I've suddenly been on like major live TV shows like the news and like BBC shows talking about this. Radio. And then I've got all these people on Twitter then that are like, who is this person? And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to be the, like, I'm not the voice for Game of Thrones and the fans. Like, this is just my opinion. So then again, that is like something else where I was like, this is just got a little bit over the top. Like,
which brings us to our next question.
So good.
This is just seamlessly perfect, in my opinion, the way I've written these.
Yeah, you see, it's the interviewing skills you've got.
Number 3.
Yeah.
How do you deal with haters? Were you prepared for that? Because they're everywhere.
They are. They come right out of the woodwork. I knew when I started the channel that I would probably get some negative comments. I mean, everybody on YouTube does.
Yeah.
It's just part of it.
So when you were watching other reactors, did you see like in the comments, like they were getting a lot of slack and you kind of were like, okay, so this might happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I've seen people leave hateful comments on other reactors, and it always just blows my mind. I'm like, why are you even here?
Right.
To leave a comment like that. But it doesn't really, what I try to do, or at least what I tell myself to do, is to ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been, I don't know, 1 or 2 that have just went all over me, and I had to comment back, you know, and I always regret doing that. So
I've clapped back a couple times, and I'm like, Michelle, don't do that. You're better than that. Just block them.
It's feeding the trolls. It's, you know, it's giving them something to come back to and keep arguing with you and all that. So I try to just ignore it unless it's something that really.
When it's real personal. Yeah. When they get real personal, and it's like, you don't know me, and it shouldn't affect me like this. Like it's almost like my best friend or someone in my family is saying this to me. That's how I'm like, why are you getting so worked up? You don't know this stupid person. They're an idiot.
Right. And this is supposed to be for fun. This isn't like, I'm not a serious critic. I'm not, you know, a professional.
Yeah. No.
I don't know what you expect from me, but
right. Exactly. Just like, scroll on past and leave me alone. There's like thousands of other channels.
Sometimes you just can't be prepared for really hateful stuff. Belinda doesn't ever see the negative comments. I don't show her though, because you can't just read through, because there are spoilers through. So what I'll do sometimes is screenshot like good comments and I'll send them to her, so she gets to read them that way. Yeah. But yeah, she pretty much stays off the channel.
And you keep people up to date on your community tab or on Twitter, and you're like, I'm trying, guys. It's lost my footage. I'm starting over. And I just want to cry for you.
Yeah, it matters to do that. And you have to keep them updated, because I think they appreciate that. They appreciate you going, oh, okay, it's coming, or whatever.
She's working on it. She hadn't forgotten about us.
Off the face of the earth. They're like, what the hell? You know,
so, we're still here.
I take long to do everything, I guess.
Well, let's see. You have kids. You're married. You have housework to do. You've got a life. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you can't do this any faster, Jamie. There's nothing else for you to do.
I put myself through that all the time. I'm like always torturing myself for that, and I shouldn't do that.
No. We have a life also, people. Right. We're trying to do this for y'all, and it's fun, but we're trying to stay on a schedule.
I already knew. I know if I try to stick to a schedule, I will fail.
Well, number 3, how do you deal with the haters?
Yeah.
Were you prepared for that? Does it make you feel vulnerable? Kind of goes right into that.
That's a him.
Yeah,
that's a Steven question.
I don't know if there was a big expectation for that kind of stuff when we started, because honestly, you never actually like when you start a channel, like I didn't expect to get views or comments or any of that stuff to happen. And so that was probably something that I personally was probably a little naive to when we started doing the reactions, and especially talking and watching things that people take really, really seriously and are very passionate about.
Very passionate.
It was definitely shocking when those kind of difficult, hard, rough, mean, jerky comments started rolling in. And the way we handle it, I kind of feed off it a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It kind of fits into my personality. There's obviously a line to that, but I like teasing back to an extent. Obviously, there's like, I view it as like 3 different kind of steps. Like either I jump in and talk to the person and kill them with kindness and try to be witty and kind of make them like backtrack, which is what almost always happens. Or it gets into a long drawn out, I spend 6 hours having a conversation with somebody, which is never a good thing. Or
I mean, sometimes it turns into a very like positive and like a debate, but like a healthy debate, you know, sharing of ideas.
Like there's definitely a handful of things that trigger me and make it almost impossible for me to not comment back. But
especially if it's toward Nikki, obviously, then you're going to jump in.
I lose my mind.
Oh, I see that. Y'all, if y'all come for me, oh God.
I see that.
It's over.
The wrath.
It's over. But there's like either I'll jump in and play along with them, or it's something we'll just ignore and let the mods handle, or it's something that we'll just hit hide. Like the hide function on YouTube is amazing. We could just eliminate people so easily. And if someone's crossing a line, it hurts, of course, because we are normal people, especially like I feel like we're normal people. Like we're super normal,
like excessively
people.
normal. And I'm very sensitive. So
which makes me sensitive.
Stay out of the comments. So which I love getting the comments and I love reading the comments when I can, but for the most part, I try to stay away for fear of something I'm going to read that I'm not going to like.
It's going to plant something in your head that's going to mess with you. And this is how I have to look at it. When I see these comments, and I've had someone tell me that they hated me so much, they wanted me to get cancer and die.
It's so ridiculous.
That's wild.
It threw me back. I thought, is this person stalking me? Like, do they know me? And it hit me. I was like, because I've never, and then I thought, am I going to get more of these? Because this was like within my first year. And I thought, this isn't going down a good path. And my husband hated that I had seen that comment. Anyway, it turned into this big thing. And then I've got to look at it like, it wasn't your family. It wasn't your close friends that said this to you. And we've not got to take it to heart that much. It bothers us. And, we're going to probably remove something like that because, you know, but I had also told my mods sometimes leave up. They didn't catch that one because it was episodes later to whatever I was reacting to that it popped up on my phone. Like it came up as a notification and I thought, oh, it was on the new video. But sometimes I let them keep certain comments up because I like other people to do the dirty work for me and bash them and just call them mother. Yes, you leave her alone. We hate your guys. Get off this channel. You're a loser.
It's so great when the community comes to bat for you.
Yeah, it makes you feel like my friends are sticking up for me. My friends know me.
Yeah,
so great.
All those subs that they feel like family. There's a core of them that are in every comment, every video, and it's like, yes, they did it for 100%. Me, and I'm just grinning like a Cheshire cat, you know, and sort of this. I'm not happy about it, but I'm happy that they're responding kind of way.
Yes.
So yeah, it's I was not prepared at all.
Because I am so combative as a personality, I feel like if I'm not doing my job properly, we're not getting any hate in return. I'm failing.
There you go.
Because I do like to tease certain storylines in some of the shows that we've watched. I'll purposely attack the other side of it in a video because it's fun.
He loves to push
enjoyable.
Buttons.
It's enjoyable. I'm a button pusher.
He's playing devil's advocate, and he's like, "Oh no, but I agree with the villain. I think what he did was perfectly. I'd blow them up too."
So there is like a little bit of me who's like, if I'm not doing my job right, like I'm failing if we're not getting some hate.
You gotta have,
yeah. Told every healthy YouTube channel has a little bit of hate because that's just natural and normal.
Yes.
So I hate you guys because we had a different opinion of Walter White on a certain matter. So it's like, I hate you because of your opinion on Walter White. It's like, okay, well,
you be wrong then.
Like, it's a TV show.
You're wrong.
Like, see ya. Have a good day.
Yeah. Get some rest, buddy. You need some rest and some Xanax.
Yes.
Why?
So they were having probably a bad day or what have you. So you got to do what you got to do. If you feel like you need to leave a nasty comment to make you feel better, then do what you got to do.
I'll take it, and they can just move on. Leave other people alone. All right, number 3. How do you deal with haters? Were you prepared?
Oh, God, no.
Did you think exactly? So how do you deal with it?
At first, it was fine because as you go on, that's when more and more people will find you, and that's when it kind of becomes an issue. So the first few months, it wasn't really a problem. In time, that is one thing with Buffy. The commenters, they love their Buffy, they love their opinions, they will own that, and that's absolutely fine. But that debates can turn into something else entirely. So I just, with certain shows like Buffy, I just don't read the comments anymore, and I probably go back to them once I've done with the show. So that kind of can avoid that. They can debate, they can fight, but I kind of keep myself separated from that. Most of the time, hate comments are so ridiculous, and I can kind of find some humor in them. And
they're kind of sad.
I think it comes from a place of insecurity about the people that are commenting themselves, and when they have that anonymity, they can just say whatever the hell they want, and they probably won't get punished for it. So
that's true.
I can understand frustration, especially with reactions. You want people to post all the damn time and get through these shows really quickly, get through these episodes you really want, but I can kind of read those kind of comments and be like, well, you don't understand. It is what it is. I kind of get that and just separate myself from it, really.
Yeah, that's good. I don't think people realize what all goes into this, which brings me to my next question, sort of, because people don't realize it's the amount of comments I've either had to just ignore or just remove. And I won't block somebody for saying something like this, but they're just like, will you just binge watch the show? I'm like, I don't have it all recorded. Like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's a process. I've got to record it. Then I've got to react to it. Then I have to edit it. And there's more than just you and other, there's other shows I'm doing. So, so that brings me to number 3. How do you deal with haters? Were you prepared for that?
Oh God, was I? You wouldn't believe the hate I get in my day job. Is unbelievable. This is a picnic.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, but journalism is just we have a really great team. Thankfully, our actual team is amazing. So the people I get to work with every day are awesome.
Yeah.
But we are working in an incredibly hostile environment. Really, we've had smear campaigns against us, and they're personal and all sorts of stuff that we've been through there. So it's like, I did most of my learning about how to deal with this stuff there. I have brought it into reactions, and I think, it's really difficult to describe as a process for people who've never kind of been through it, because you don't always know what you're doing at the time. It's only in retrospect you go, I see how I learned there and, moved forward. But I know for me, it's always weird to have people who don't know you have a really strong opinion about you.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm not even super comfortable with someone I don't know really loving me to bits, because I'm kind of like, well, do they know where I live? Yeah. What did I do? I'm just muggins. So that's weird, and then you get hostility, if someone's like, and I had a patron once, because my work, I go, I've been in war zones, and part of it is covering the Middle East. I've been in Gaza with Israel attacking and stuff, so I do a lot of work on that. And I had a patron who, unbeknownst to me, was like in the Israeli army.
Oh.
And this is someone that kind of connected over a show. I think it actually was The Leftovers. It was really early. It was like my first reaction.
Okay.
And we'd been bonding over the show. And then all of a sudden I got this horrific message from him on Patreon saying, I've seen your social media account. You've been attacking my country. Like,
wow.
And it really stung. Like, I think partly because like my reactions are kind of my safe space. So I don't expect to go into Patreon and deal with shit. Like, I expect to chat about nice things. And that really hit me in the moment. And I can remember I read the message and I had a real kind of visceral reaction to it of like, well, fuck you. You know, you kind of have that sort of the first one, which is you. And then there's like sort of almost like a nauseous feeling that comes, you know, after that of like, I've been judged, you know, I've been shamed. Even if you don't like the person, you're like, I've hurt them. And you go all into the whole world of doubt then and the recrimination stuff. And that maybe went on for like an hour or something like that. And then I was like, how am I going to be about this?
Right.
How am I going to be about this? Well, you know what? I have my values. I'm proud of my values. And I don't carry any shame for sharing them with the world. So I'm certainly not going to be apologizing for them. So I just sent him a message back going, oh, I'm terribly sorry you feel that way, but, you know, goodbye. You know? And I didn't have to, like, I was trying to think of all these witty comebacks to begin with. And I was like, no, like, I don't need to accelerate this feud. Like, there is no feud. I just have my values. Yeah, so I have my values. If you don't agree with them, cool. Just, you don't need to watch the channel, and you certainly don't need to be a patron. Because why would you want to watch someone that you don't like? Cool. Okay. Like, I don't even have to hate you because there's it's just a waste of my time. Someone else's opinion of me is really none of my business. Right. You know, if people will choose, some people will like you, some people will love you, some people will find you boring or stupid or whatever. And you know what? That's their right, because I have opinions on all sorts of people too. I might not go and feel the need to share it with them directly. Some people do. But I think often the kind of person that does that is generally kind of narcissistic by nature, and what they're trying to do, actually, they get their energy, they get their supply, it's called, from acrimony with other people, from getting the attention and the response. So now I just don't respond at all. I mean, if I got that message today, I actually wouldn't even reply.
I had to put it in that perspective of, they don't know me. They just see me react to something, and then they're calling me a stupid idiot for not understanding, or you don't get it at all. You know, how are you even? And I just think, okay, they're miserable and narcissistic, like you said. So they've had a bad day, life, whatever. And if they want to take it out on me, and I'm the one that they're gonna spill their venom on or whatever, I'll delete it, or I'll leave it on there and let some people bash them first and then delete it and then move on. Like, why are you letting it affect you so much, Michele?
So there aren't generally, you know, if we get a troll, they're in and out in 5 because they don't get any response really from any people. Just like, but we just like the show.
They're like, scroll past her. Exactly. And I think that was a great answer, because it ended that, obviously. I'm sorry that you feel this way. Bye. Like you said, bye. Bye. I love that commercial. Okay, bye. Number 3. How do you deal with haters? Were you prepared for that?
I mean, I've been watching YouTube since like 2010. So, you know that's probably going to be a part of it. I kind of take issue with the word haters, though, because there are people who troll every channel, and, you know, you see them commenting on, and those people you can just ignore and block, whatever. But I don't know, I might be in the minority with this, but I usually feel like people who are leaving rude comments they're probably having a bad day. So usually I will comment back, and I'm like, are you okay? Are you sure that you're like, this is what you want to do right now? And they're like, and I guarantee like 70% of the time, they'll come like, I'm sorry, I was having a bad day, or I didn't mean to come off that way. But I just say like, are you okay? Are you sure this is?
So the killing with kindness sort of like, even though you're really like, asking,
this is what you want to do, right? Like, why are you doing this? And then, you know, and then some people will like lean into it. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just hide your comment. We're cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's neat. That's a different approach. I haven't heard that answer yet. But we don't know these people. They're behind the computer screen. So why let it get to you?
I refuse.
We don't know. We don't know you. You don't know me. Keep scrolling. Like, you know.
And
I
mean, there are people who are just rude. I'm like, what is wrong with you? A lot of people are like, she's kind of a bitch, because I'm gonna, like, if you're gonna be an asshole, I'm gonna be an asshole back to you. Like, that's just how it is. Yeah. But usually I try to say like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Did you mean to word it this way? Because it didn't really read well.
Yeah.
And then they'll
back off or edit,
and then we can talk.
Yeah. That's better. That's good. All right, number 3.